In this video, I put my totally stock 3-week-old 2023 CRF300 Rally through its paces. At just over 10 grand on the road in Australia, I show you that in my opinion this bike is the closest thing to the unicorn lightweight adventure motorcycle available today. From twisty tar roads and freeway to gnarly babyhead rocky uphills, with plenty of mud and water in between, this bike can really do it all. Please use the chapters to navigate if you have a specific area of interest. This video is the culmination of a 6-hour adventure ride that I did after the bike's first service with full commentary and thoughts. So you might as well stick around for some awesome Australian backcountry ADV riding. Thanks for watching in advance, and please consider subscribing if you like the video. And don't forget to comment below if you have anything to add to this topic. Cheers! On our way down to get our first service. We've got about 750 k's on it. It's my week off, so I thought might as well go down this week. We're getting too many next week. And the guy at the shop said bring it down after 500 if you want. The engine's had a good rinse out since manufacture. Yeah, gotta say, very impressed. I bought it, I had COVID, I couldn't get down for a test ride. My son was coming up the next week, so that put a bit of pressure on the sale. I'd been stalking these things for 2 years. So I pulled the pin without even seeing one of these things in the wild and or riding one. Yeah, so I'm quite impressed. Rear suspension, as everyone knows, is a bit sus. Front it is as well, but I've got to say that the rear is probably the main thing that sags. I think it sags 60% with my 80 kilo weight on it, and it's maxed out on the preload. Still quite usable. I think I had one issue the other day riding with my son when it pogoed after a sort of a bit of a channel type washout in the road, and we were going pretty quick, and I whacked it, and the bottom didn't get me. It was the pogo when it come back up. It just went whack back straight up into my arse, which, you know, I was standing up sort of crouching to absorb it. But yeah, back suspension is going to need some work done. Motor's good. It pulls solidly from about 4 to 6. You feel a nice torque boost there. That's pretty much where I was riding when I was running it in. I think it signs off at about 8, and you know, if you want to go quick, you just rev the bloody thing, and it's a heap of fun in the twisties. And I'll just accelerate hard now in 5th. Doing 100 k's, easy. I mean, the overtaking on flat roads is perfect. There's no problem at all. One thing I can say, I'm glad I didn't get another WR250R, which I had about 3 bikes ago before I went into big adventure bikes, because my other bike I've still got is a T7. Yeah, the WR, from memory, it was a Revy motor. This has got nice punch from 4K, so I think it's much better adventure tourer. My WR was fully set up, and I mean, I love that bike, and maybe my memory's faded a bit since then, but you know, this thing just seems better all round. You know, the motor's been designed to do this, and the fuel economy is ridiculous, ridiculously good. The monitoring on the dash here, okay, I reset it when I left. I've done 10 kilometres, 10.8, and I've used 0.3 of a litre, so yeah, that's about 30 kilometres per litre, 33, and that's about what you get. And that 0.3 of a litre I've used is bang on accurate. The other day I'd used 10, went to the servo, it said I'd used 10.0, I just fluked that at the servo, but better concentrate here. I love the lightweight of this thing. filled it up and it took 10.03 litres to the same sort of where the fuel's just above that little overfill frame in the top of the tank. So it is spot on, so you know exactly what you've used. Zero fuel anxiety. You know, you get 400 k's to dead empty, so I'd plan 350 to... Yeah, still got the stock tyres on it. It feels a bit vague on the twisties a little bit, because I've got thin sidewalls. You can grab the top of the tyre and wobble the bloody from side to side at 22 psi recommended pressure. So I'm not going to rush you out and change them, just ride to what's on the bike. It doesn't hurt your fun or your safety if you know what you're bloody doing. The notorious Kiama bends. So comfort on the road, this thing is mega comfortable. Haven't done a lot of highway touring, but I've got to say wind protection's better than the Tenere 700 out of the box. I probably will put one of those deflectors on. There's a bit of a rumble, but no actual head bobble. Hope there's no coppers up here. See, that would have been gritting your teeth on the Tenere. This thing's just so light, you just, whatever. I will say, standing up off-road, I'm 5'10", 178 centimetres. I will probably get some bar risers. Anyway, we're doing 108, 109, 110 on the GPS, and it's 120 on the Speedo. So yeah, you got your usual 10% error. Rev limiter saying change, but you can change that in the setup. Okay, we've got water over road. A bit rough on the bottom. Yeah, it's eating all that up alright. It's fairly choppy. Whoa, wallaby, wallaby, wallaby. Fucking hell. What are you doing out this time of day, mate? Let's go down here, see if we can hit some fucking wildlife. It's been washed out a bit since I was last here. I might just keep it easy with them bloody wallabies out in the middle of the day. He was a big bastard too. Well, you could get some air off that if you're crazy enough. ABS still gives you quite a bit of braking on the dirt. Less butt puckering than Tenere, that's for sure. Uh-oh, went the wrong side. The first gear's pretty bloody low, so good to know if you ever get in that situation on a shoot it out trail. Alright, this next bit will be interesting because further up, like a 15% gradient or something, 15-20%. Anyway, it's not too muddy, we'll get up it. Steep shit on stock tyres, looks greasy. Now, we'll see what happens. Swap over here. In second gear, just chugging along. Oh yeah, made a fucking mess of it. Stick to the edges. I think the really steep bits, I think it's got tar on it for this fucking reason. Easy as. Much more butt puckering on Tenere, I tell you. So a couple of things I haven't mentioned. This has got a slipper assist clutch, slipper so you don't engine brake, assist so it doesn't slip because it's only got 3 bloody clutch springs. So there's some dogs in there that make it grip harder when you accelerate. But anyway, I've had two flame outs on this bike. Coming into an intersection, you let the clutch out and it fucking slips. You can't clutch start it unless you're going pretty quick. So it's something to be wary of. Need to carry one of those bloody battery pack things, especially if you're prone to leaving your key on or you've got batteries a couple of years old. So be warned. Alright, this is a steep bit. Or steeper bit, I think. Look at that, Australian sandstone. Gotta love it. Ooh, low bird. Too slow. So, my advice, if you've been stalking one of these for a while, like I said earlier, I'm 64, I'm downsizing from a Tenere. I've still got the Tenere, but I've also got a fucking hernia. I can pick it up easy enough, but you know, some things are telling me I've got bulging discs in my back as well, so there's a little hint there going on. You're not getting any younger, Jeffro. So yeah, but I'm loving this bike. It's fantastic. So if you're on the fence, just get over yourself, get over your ego. I know it's a learner legal bike, so what? You can ride it as hard as you want in the bush, and on the road it's just a heap of fun when you hit them twisties weighing about 70 kilos less than my Tenere. Not bagging the Tenere, it's a bloody awesome bike. But yeah, horses for courses. I'm solo most of the time, so yeah, you drop it the wrong way, you've got to drag it around, get it up to point the right way, all sorts of shit. You bog it, forget it. I bog paranoia with that thing. Anyone think we had rain all this week, or last week? Wasn't a lot, wasn't it one of those stupid 200mm day ones, but enough to top everything up. And being a weekday, no one's here, beautiful. I know there's a car in there doing maintenance, a Telstra guy. For clear winter's day. There's Jervis Bay, St George's Basin, and as Dave from Mad TV would say, there's Adventureland. I think I outsmarted myself. I should have just went through the middle, but anyway, we'll get through it. Oh, I think we'll get off it now, but state of it. Wonder what Dean's Gap's like. Once again, much less butt puckering on this bike. Here we are at Braidwood Road. Quick sprint down to Dean's Gap and we're back into the dirt. Here we are, Dean's Gap Road. Let's see how muddy this is. Yeah, that's why I'm not going the power lines. There's fucking lakes in there. Okay, here we are at the top of Mintbush Trail, which turns into Monkey Gum. If you want a good watch, go and check out Wayne Dowsett's Monkey Gum ride. He's got two of them actually, and they do it on Tenere 700s and KTM 790s, and the last one that he destroyed a BMW 900 on, I think. So yeah, go check it out. It is insanity on them big ADV bikes. And yeah, nah, from me today. Just a bit wary of kangaroos too, and wallabies. They're not playing by the rule book today, it seems. They're out at bloody midday. I'm taking a little sidetrack here. I think this is where I smashed my 360 camera. In for a penny, in for a fucking pound. Let's see if these stock tyres will climb out of the trench. Yep, we're out. This is it here. Okay. I'm not lost. Yeah, about here somewhere with my 360 camera took a dive. Go to the middle slot. Here we are at the lookout. Unfortunately, the GoPro is too wide an angle to do this any justice. So there it is. I'm going to call it the Unicorn for 10k. You can come and do all this sort of riding on it and be comfortable, and You know, last weekend my son come with us, or weekend before, can't remember now, and he weighs 120 kilos and rode this stock standard, and he was quite amazed with it as well. So if you've been on the fence for a while, go and grab yourself a test ride. Now Motorcycle's got another one on the floor. Not sponsored, just saying. Okay, don't whiskey throttle it over the edge. So yeah, first gear is a real crawling gear, which is good for technical rocky ledgy shit like this. Oh, that didn't quite go as planned, but we're up. So the bike shop sort of didn't recommend, but suggested go for the gas 700 instead of this, because I'm coming off a Tenere 700. Got to add a screen, got to add a tank. They're heavier to start with, so with equivalent fuel range, oh god, they're going to put on 10 or more kilos. And this is a little bit lower centre of gravity for sure. My goal with this bike was to go lighter, as light as I freaking could, but still have road comfort, good maintenance intervals. You know, unless you want to get a DRZ 400 and gear it in between, so you've got a decent road sort of capability and put screens on it and bigger tanks on it, blah blah blah. This is the unicorn. I don't care what anyone says. It's the only thing around, or maybe the Vogue 300 Rally. But, you know, they just brought out the MT450. It's nearly as heavy as a Tenere. Okay, granted, might have a lower centre of gravity, and you know, it's much cheaper to get into it, so everything has its place, I guess. DR650 if you want to go back to carbies and that. I think they start, I don't know, 15 kilos heavier than this, 166 or something. Then you got to put a tank on them, 175 with fuel, you know, like, there you go. Just, I don't know, and you've got to put a screen on it. Don't think it'll be as comfortable as this on the highway, but you know, it's probably pretty close with a decent screen. Please, in the comments below, tell me what you think. What competes with this? Out of the box, ready to cruise, sit on 120 comfortably, if not a little bit higher revs, but trust me, you can't hear the motor with the standard exhaust anyway, so. Alright, concentrate, Jeffrey. Beware of oncoming traffic and kangaroos. Alright, there's a bit down here. I would not take my Tenere down. Let's see how bad it is on this, or how approachable it is. I think a beer and or two whilst washing the bike when I get home could be a good plan. I don't like bog holes. Could just go for it, but an unreal day can turn into a shit day pretty quick if you fuck up. Okay, maybe another upgrade, but that is soft sand, so who knows. That's fine, you pussy. I do remember this was very sketchy on Tina Tenere, but I did come this far last time. Wasn't that washed out, but and that's where I tapped out with the Tenere, is at that power line, because this bit was very sketch. That's alright. Let's pick a line. Take your time. That's what I like about it. In first gear, my WR used to have to slip the clutch. And this is fucking sketchy. Oh, just hit the screen with your helmet. That's how sketchy. Holy shit. Getting fucking worse. I don't remember it being this bad on the WR. Comes to a point where I say, do I want to destroy my plastics on the first decent ride? No. Let's just keep the momentum up. Still don't think the standing position's that bad on this. Rev the soul machine up. That's what it sounds like. Coastie bike's louder than this thing. It literally is. Oh, wasn't watching. Dropped into a hole. Anyone thought it's been raining down here? Man, this was nothing like this when I come out here on my WR. And this is why I bought the Rally, 100%. And here we are. Maybe 3 beers when I get home. Ah yes, the view over the Shoalhaven River. You probably can't see that in the Osmo. As good as the ABS is for off-road, I'm just going to turn it off because there are some sketchy hills on the way back. Mostly downhill are the sketchy ones. Here we go. So remember, boys and girls, stock suspension, stock tyres, everything's stock except for the GPS mount and the rear rack. GPS mount, homemade, rear rack B&B. Off-road. Comes up this shit like it's smooth. Second gears you do in gear and this sort of stuff. You don't need to worry about ABS. First is that low. With the slipper clutch it just provides a perfect speed for fucking descending. Ooh, yeah, this looks a bit... How do I get up that? I might just take a little bit of caution here. In protection of the plastics. Second gear, just smash up that. I'll go back to first for this and evaluate the fucking... Keep it going. Hey, Honda has nailed it. Very torquey engine. Uh-oh. Let's try that torquey out. Second gear, just fucking 3,000 RPM, just chunking. Whew. Another workout.
I suppose I should do a bit of a summary. The motor is a 286cc engine. It's not a 400 or a 390, but it's more than adequate to do the job it was designed for, which is pretty much everything, from road to fairly technical trails and everything in between. Remember, you're not racing this bike. If you need to go back a gear to get up a hill into a headwind at 100 kilometers an hour, so be it. If you want to race, get a WR250 and a trailer. The gearbox is well designed with a real rock crawling first gear and an overdrive sixth gear, making it perfect for when the going gets tough and comfortable on the highway as well. There's enough scope in the gearbox to gear the bike up for lower revs on the highway as well.
Okay, this is way more fun doing this on this bike than fucking Tina. Oh yeah. Front wider bottomed.
The slipper clutch is a bit of a nanny item to protect learner riders. With 3 clutch springs, the first time you pull the lever in, it's so light you think it's broken. However, it works just fine. What I don't like is the difficulty clutch starting this bike. In an emergency situation, a long way from help, clutch starting with a dead battery can get you out of a real bad situation. With this bike, it may prove to be difficult.
Steep this bit. Probably 20% or more. Oh, cement, whoops. At least the gate was open so I can get through to the other end and go back a different way. Let's go up Sal's track and have a look. Oh, what the fuck? What's going on here? Someone's opened it, I don't know who. I'll take advantage of that.
The suspension was designed for a lightweight jockey, say 60 to 70 kilograms. However, even a heavier rider can negotiate some pretty rough conditions in stock form. An extra spring in the front forks, as there's only one from the factory, with some valving mods, and a new rear shock will transform this bike's handling and make it more than capable to take big hits off-road.
Look at that. Awesome. And this is what it's all about. Warning cliff edges. I think that's pretty apparent. I've got to say it's a catch-22. The Forbies have got the shits, and I'm assuming someone's reopened it down there. They've ripped the wire foundations out. But you know, why did they close it off in the first place? Look at this shit. Wow, that's a rare find. It's the rare blue sunflower. Okay, maybe that's why they closed the trail. Rock litter. Or people lighting fires on the edge of the cliff. Maybe that. I don't know. Another fire there. Another fire there. It's just a shame that my grandkids, there's less and less places like this for them to access. We've used 8.1 since the other day. I didn't even fill up today. All coming out here. Yeehaw! Fucking Broncos.
The chassis is more than adequate with a good subframe and excellent handling. I've never once thought the bike had control over me during the time that I've owned it. It always goes where I've wanted it to go, even with the stock tyres on the bike. The side stand is a bit short, making the bike lean over way too far.
Right, down here.
In my opinion, the brakes are very good and provide plenty of stopping power. If you want to stop fast, grab a handful and they will stop you quickly. And the ABS works well off-road, still providing a good amount of stopping power in the dirt. Sure, if you want to lock the rear wheel up, you can disable the ABS with a quick press of a button. Wind protection and comfort. The wind protection provided by the screen and fairing is very good. Depending on your helmet, the addition of a deflector at the top of the screen may reduce helmet noise, but I had no head bobble turbulence at all, and always wear earplugs, so I was quite comfortable at highway speeds, say 100 to 110 kilometers per hour.
If you're watching this, Sean, Shonky Productions, yeah, your videos helped me make my mind up, I think. Watched a lot of them, you know. You're ex-Africa Twin, I'm ex-Tenere. Still got the Tenere, but this seems so much fun. I'd forgotten since my WR days. A bit of traffic gets on this, I come across a fucking bus on this road, 2 buses, they always account for oncoming traffic, no matter what trail you're on, boys and girls. I've seen too many fucking injuries in my 50 years of dirt riding to know shit happens. Ride within your limits and your vision, and assume some bastard's coming the other way that's not. Well, yet we can't ride out to that lookout and they can mine the fucking river.
Foot pegs, handlebars, suspension, tyres, etc. are all personal preference items, but I had no problem with any of them during the filming of this video. If I do anything, I'll upgrade the suspension.
That wouldn't be a day out on the road if you didn't have to follow a pilot vehicle. It's all happening.
The instrumentation is all that you need, with time, speed, revs, current gear, and each trip meter has an extremely accurate fuel usage display, so you know to within 100 mils how much fuel you have used since resetting the trip meter. So I just reset trip B when I fill the tank to know exactly what fuel I have left.
I'm a professional rider for Honda. Well, for Australia Post, so I know what I'm talking about a little bit. I do 6 hours a day on a little postie bike, but you learn quite a few skills on that little machine. And you know, trail braking is such a powerful tool. Kangaroo o'clock maybe. Keep your eyes open. And then bloody drop bears could drop out of one of these trees anytime. You're sitting on the handlebars. There's the kangaroo I hit earlier. Oh, the crows have been into him.
It's a Honda. Although this bike has been built to a budget, it has been engineered for long life, low maintenance and reliability. What more could you want?
Oh, this is the other side of where I was before, I think. There you go, typical Yarwell cliffs. Holy shit, it's a long way down there. And I think that plateau straight over there is where I stopped before. Get up of age. I just out this little bit. You just can't resist it. It's so much fun. I actually flew my drone under these power lines. What a stupid bastard. Okay, back to now. I get some petrol. So much fun. On Tina I'd be worried about going over the side. So light, you can just chuck it into this shit. Oh, there goes Kangaroo Fox up the hill there. That's why you need a loud pipe, give them some warning. Trouble is it warns them and they jump in front of you because they're dopey like sheep. Oh, rear brake works. Nice to see the taxpayer's dollar going somewhere for overtaking power. Alright, fifth gear. Yeah. Okay, so we're doing 100 k's. Crack it open. Overtake someone. 115, no problem. Low tide. Right, here comes a deep water crossing. Did I tell you these have got a submarine mode? No, not really. An idiot. Alright, watch this with this bloody fuel gauge. It's unbelievable. So yeah, 10.5 litres used. Fuel light's been flashing since 280. So the gauge said 10.5 litres used, and that was from a full tank. And would you look at that? Pretty bloody good. It's time for a well-deserved drink. Shall we break the law? Why not? That was a Chris Bammon. You'll have to Google it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and do the old thumbs up, notifications, like, whatever. Just help us do a bit more content.